Hey YouTube family and GN subs, hope you're doing well. And I'm going to do a little departure from my normal good news to bring you some breaking news about ICE here in Los Angeles and the unlawful conduct that was actually caught on tape. I'm going to go through also some tips on what you can do if you are detained. I just thought this was really important to shed light on what's happening with ICE in general across the country, and hopefully people will continue to speak out. I think it's an important issue that we do speak out against it, and hey, we got a lot to get to today, so let's get at it. All right, so I go to this car wash every Saturday. Actually, I'm about to go after I do this video here on Sepulveda here in Los Angeles, and my friend Noel Kleiman was at the car wash last Tuesday when ICE raided the car wash. There was also a TikTok video that went viral. I'm gonna play this video for you here so we can determine exactly what illegal conduct was done by ICE. And in that video, because again, I like to verify stuff as true and no hyperbole, he is in the video, my friend, and was there and was appalled. I tell you, I spoke with him, he called me right away and he was shaking. He said he's never seen so many people being dehumanized ever. Just doing my job, sorry guys. We're going to go through this, so I'm going to go by questions, right? And so I can break it down so you understand exactly what I'm talking about. All right, question number one, does ICE need a warrant to enter on private property? So this car wash is private property, right? The law says that ICE can conduct raids where there is public access, right? So let's say this car wash is here, you know, the parking lot, the public access area, etc. Yeah, they can. But to go into private places where employees are permitted only, they need a judicial warrant. There's two types of warrants. There's an administrative warrant that's issued by ICE. That's not good enough to enter into private employee spaces. You need a judicial warrant that is signed by a judge. So let's roll this video here and I'm going to show you exactly what ICE did last week and what was unlawful about their activity. All right, initially you see them, yes, they're going up, they have their usual masks on and, you know, hiding, sunglasses. Some of them don't even have ICE police uniforms, so you have no idea who they are. I think half of them are mercenaries. In any event, okay, public access, parking lot, okay. Now you see them going into the public access way where you go into the car wash. Still okay, it's a public place. Now here's where I want to pause the tape. You see the counter here? When they're entering behind that counter space, that's employee space only, it's clear. When they enter that space, they need a judicial warrant and they do not have one. Now, even further, they're going into a back room where employees only are permitted. You see them bust in there and arrest people. This is unlawful activity, folks. Not lawful. Plain sight, middle of the day, ICE conducting unlawful raids. It's horrendous. It's horrible. All right, question number two. Does ICE need reasonable suspicion to detain a person? Yes. Fourth Amendment protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. ICE needs probable cause to detain and arrest a person. That's clear. The law is clear. Where the law deviates a little bit, only in public spaces, right, where ICE has reason to believe that a person is in the country in violation of the immigration laws, they can make a warrantless arrest. What is this reason to believe? The courts have held that this reason to believe standard is the same as probable cause. All right, that takes us to question number three. Is targeting Latinos based on appearance alone constitutional? Because that is what's happening, folks. That's the second unlawful acts that are being conducted by ICE, right? It is clear that these apprehensions and these arrests and these detentions are based on appearance alone. Latinos are being targeted here in Los Angeles. The Fourth Amendment and equal protection of laws prohibit racial profiling. It is clearly unlawful. There are a lot of U.S. citizens that are being detained and arrested by ICE these days. And it's horrible. It's horrible what's going on. Next question. Do undocumented individuals have due process rights? Yes. We talked about this in previous videos. Undocumented individuals have due process rights. SCOTUS, the Supreme Court of the United States, has just opined on that in a recent decision. Everyone knows about the Abrego Garcia case, right? The individual they suspected was MS-13, shipped him off to Seacoast in El Salvador, horrible prison for terrorists. And the Supreme Court also ruled that the administration needed to bring him back. They brought him back. So currently he is getting due process. What does due process mean? Due process means you have a right to a hearing and you have a right to know what charges are being brought against you. It's pretty simple stuff, folks. So yes, undocumented individuals do have due process rights. Next question, how can a business prevent ICE from entering the parking lot, right? Now, so it was big news recently where Dodgers at Dodger Stadium said that they precluded ICE from entering the parking lot. That's a little misleading, right? Public parking spaces, yes, ICE can enter, no question about it. Private parking lots, that's a different story. I don't think ICE would be permitted to enter a private parking lot or a private space, right? It's private. They need a warrant. You need a judicial warrant to be able to enter. So the next issue I'd like to talk about to give you some food for thought. So I see it as ICE is in part conducting unlawful and illegal activity across the U.S. for sure, specifically here in Los Angeles. I just demonstrated that. We're seeing that. If ICE is engaged in unlawful activity, what can be done? I think the Attorney General here in California can sue to prohibit this unlawful conduct. If there is a ruling against ICE that it is engaged in unlawful conduct, and the decision then is, how do we enforce this? This may bring into play a constitutional crisis. I mean, do we send the National Guard to Los Angeles to protect the rights of individuals? Well, the National Guard's already federalized by the administration, so that would be a conflict, right? So that is an interesting issue. What do we do? At least one thing that we can do, and what I'm doing, is we can bring light to what's happening in Los Angeles, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I put a link in the description box here below where you can get to the video that I played. Also, I put a link in the description box below where you can get information on what to do if you're detained by ICE, if you're undocumented, what are your rights. It's a very good informational pamphlet that's put out by an immigration organization that I trust. That is a great resource and has been over the years. So hey, YouTube family and GN subs, thanks so much for watching GrayLaw TV. Click below, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.